I'm here with Bob Stewart, co-founder of Meridian. We got a sneak preview of your new hot products at the CES, but now with a big boss, you're going to give us a lot of the more details and then give us a little insight of the strategy, because this is something that you're going to include in other products, if I understand that correctly.
Yeah,
right?
no, that's right.
So the 808.2 is the new CD King of the Hill. Why don't you give us some details about that, and then we'll link into the DSP7200.
Well, I'm sure you know that Meridian's been making CD players for quite some time. I mean, we made our first audiophile player in 1984. First one made in the UK, first one that was high-end. We made a whole series of models since. We've always been trying to make the playback of compact disc better and better because, you know, CD is actually where all the content is. Right?
We talked about that before.
Yeah.
And I continue to agree.
We get excited about high-resolution formats and recordings, but if you can't buy the piece of music you want, you know, you're going to have to get it on CD, which is a lossless format in its own right. A lot of the things we've been playing here at the show, you know, you can't download them, you can't buy them on DVD or SACD or anything. So for us, CD is crucial because people come to us because they want to have the enjoyment of music in their home. And playing back the music and having access to the music and doing the very best job, you know, has been part of our core mission for 25 years and more, right? So this product, the 808.2, is an evolution, but it's also a revolution in CD playback. The 808 signature reference player that we brought out in three years ago, which, you know, is a signature machine. I don't know if you can getting that on the camera, but it's...
They're actually signed.
Each one's actually signed by Alan and myself. And it's built on a card-based structure with the different electronics well separated, and there's a motherboard and so on. So everything's sort of spread out. It's a CD player very much in the Meridian best tradition. It uses a ROM drive, multiple reading of the disc, and then many stages of de-jittering the sound. It's got an analog output, it's got a digital output. I'll come to that in a minute. But the most important innovation in this player is the new upsampling system that we're using. Now, for some time we've done high-resolution upsampling, so we've played back CD at 88, 24, and so on. But this upsampling filter actually came out of all the work that we did on decoding and authoring systems for DVD audio, HD DVD, and Blu-ray. So working with high-definition sounds, and, you know, listening to the studio feeds and so on, we were able to recognize, and we learnt something very important about digital audio at low sample rates. So all the time we work at high sample rates, we thought, right, okay, now this is going to make a big difference, and indeed it has. So what we did was we developed, in conjunction with Peter Craven, who's worked with us for a large number of years, and our research team, on producing a filter which has some very specific properties. I don't know if you know much about digital audio playback, but you have to have a filter at the output to prevent anti-aliasing. And these filters all have problems. They have phase shift, they have ringing, they have this and that and the other. We managed to work out a structure that doesn't have phase shift, doesn't have ringing, and that, more importantly, we call this an apodizing feature. It removes those defects from the recording itself. So we're able to upsample to 88.2, 24, and take out any defects that may have occurred in the A to D converter and the mastering system. So when you play back CD on this, the sound is extraordinarily close to high resolution. It really, really is. It's quite a revelation. And you know, if you have the pleasure of listening to one, you can go through your CD collection, think, you know, wow, you know, this.
That was on there, but I never heard it before.
Right. Exactly. That's just the kind of feeling. Or you know, I didn't used to like, because this used to sound brittle, and now it doesn't. It just sounds clean. And so this is obviously it's proprietary. It's something that we've developed. It uses an awful lot of processing power to produce this result. But nevertheless, having done it, we get a sound out of this, which you know, it's just another major step. And you know, we keep thinking to ourselves over 25 years, well, you know, how much better can it get? The answer is, it can get a lot better.
There's another step. But it's the output that's going to connect these two together and going to link what you've got on your right for what you got on your left.
Yes.
So why don't you explain to our viewers a little bit about that? We talked a little bit about the Cat5 technology and the output to it. So maybe briefly go and then we'll talk about the DSP7200.
In the process of developing this one, we also, changed the electronics for, made them better and better, better oscillators, better analog output, better digital output. The digital output is the first one to have what we call speaker link, which is an RJ45 type connector, which uses Cat5 cable. And so instead of sending unbalanced digital audio, that's SPDEF, we send balanced. It's not quite a CBU, but it's a balanced digital signal on the twisted pair cable. But we're also putting in the same cable, RS-232, communications, and a number of other things that allow the player to do a smart communication with the products downstream. So that connection, and here we're doing a demo using just a standard computer cable, which feeds the signal to the loudspeaker. So this is the first product that's actually putting out the signal, and this is the first one that's receiving it. Yeah.
So why don't you give our viewers a little bit of the details about it's not the little brother of the top of the line. It's different.
It's got a couple of things that are different. Yeah, I mean, in many ways, everything we do is incremental, and a lot of the things that are in the top of the line speaker, and those, I think we did an interview together about
last year.
How we make loudspeakers. Very much the same principles. Heavy, dead cabinet, multiple layers, very low resonance, so that the only sounds you hear are the sounds coming out the drive unit, tweeter, mid, and bass. It's a very, very, very clean sound. This is the DSP7200, so it's another speaker in our lineup. It's not the top of the line, it's not the bottom of the line, but it's phenomenal, absolutely fantastic. It's got 4 120-watt amplifiers, and they're Class AA linear amplifiers, but it's got 4 D to A converters and the DSP on board, which is used for crossovers, equalization, and so on and so on. So it's a very, very complete system. There are a couple of going beyond what we've been doing in our other speakers, there's a couple of things in this. One is it also has this filter, although in this demonstration we're not using it here because it's upsampled only once, upsampled in the player. But the other thing we've been able to do, which you can only do in an active digital speaker, is line up in time the low frequencies exactly. And this is something that we hadn't managed to do before. Any normal speaker, laws of physics say that the bass comes out late, and the bigger the speaker, the later, and in a sense that's why big speakers sometimes boom and overhang. But what we find out how to do here is to make a speaker which has got tremendous depth, plays really low, but the bass comes out at the same time as the mid and the top, and it gives this extraordinary, transparent, crisp, clear sound that that we're very excited about. And obviously that filters through into our other products.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's and it's the first one with the RJ45, which has advantages for performance, but it also has advantages for installers, because, for example, you can control the speaker over RS-232 from 100 meters away, or update its firmware, or do a number of things with it using this connection system.
So it's a step forward that you're going to put in other products, perhaps?
Yeah.
We're going to see that in the next couple of months?
In the next couple of months, you'll see this coming on other speakers in our line, and on outputs appearing on other products that we make. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got more to come?
Yeah, more to come. Always more to come with Meridian. There's always a lot going on.
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity. Looking forward to seeing with more to come.
Okay, well, that's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.